With so much content whizzing around out there, there's only one storytelling platform that helps you keep calm and stay informed and inspired. Flipboard. Flipboard curates the world's stories so you can be smarter in your work, life, and play. Choose from thousands of topics to personalize Flipboard and get the latest stories from the best publishers and experts delivered to you 24/7. When you see stories you want to save or share, tap the plus button to add them to private or public collections. It's that simple. Used by millions of people every day, Flipboard is how people move themselves and the world forward. Get started now at flipboard.com. It's the eCommerce Minute 2018 wrap-up show. On today's episode, we'll take a fond look back at some of the episodes we've covered and look ahead to the trends for 2019. We'll also have some very special guests: Alec Baldwin, Liza Minnelli, fitness guru Richard Simmons, Lindsay Lohan, Mickey Rourke, Charlie Sheen, magician Doug Henning, Charo, and special musical guests Lady Gaga, Kanye West, New Kids on the Block, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Arcade Fire, and a special acoustic performance by Maroon 5, and a special appearance by none other than Santa Claus. So sit back and enjoy the 2018 eCommerce Minute wrap-up show. The show starts now. Wow, what a lineup this year. This really should be the best one yet, don't you think, Bart?
I think so. It's crazy. I mean, that is just a lot of people. We got the time to book all those guys?
Well, yeah, sure. Sure. So here we are. We're live from the Wells Fargo Center down in South Philadelphia. It's unfortunate. We got a lot of people here. Next year, we'll try to get a bigger venue because there's just so many people here. Bart, I'm really impressed with your tuxedo this year. I've just never seen anyone wear Crocs with a tuxedo, though. Is that a new thing, or is that...
It got to be comfy, my friend. Got to be comfy.
Are they the Post Malone Crocs?
No, they're my holiday Crocs.
Your holiday Crocs.
The little bows, the little checkers on them.
Little slight heel in the back.
Yeah, you got to do that sometimes.
You got to do that. So
I mean, I'm tall, but I need a little more height.
You have to tower over your enemies. So we're here. We're getting started with the podcast. So what are you drinking there, pal?
I am drinking a Victory Hip Check Lager. Since we're in the Wells Fargo stadium there, our beautiful Flyers are playing. It is quite lovely.
What's going on with that beer? What kind of beer is it?
It's a lager. Apparently, it's an unbeatable beer.
Unbeatable.
You can't beat it.
It's unstoppable.
You just can't beat it.
It's an unstoppable beer.
It's lovely. It's a good lager. It's from Victory, obviously, so that's kind of cool. What you drinking there, buddy?
Well, I opted out for an industry standard, the Golden Monkey, which is a Belgian-style triple with added spice. I like a Golden Monkey this time of year. I like the Christmas beers. They're a little high octane. You can't do a lot of them, but you get your mileage out of them. They're actually pretty good. This is from Victory. Victory Golden Monkey, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we're both drinking Victory. Also, ladies and gentlemen, please be careful after this show.
Yes, please be careful. So we got a lot of people here looking around this crowd. I actually saw Lady Gaga backstage. She's pretty nice. Did you know that she was in the Illuminati?
No.
I read that on the internet, so it's got to be true.
It's anything on the internet is true.
It's got to be true. So let's look around the room. Hold on. Is that Jeff Bezos over there?
Yes.
I don't recall inviting him. Did you invite him, or is he a +1 again?
I personally texted him to come over.
I was going to say, because that guy, he might be the richest man in the world, but he is a cheap bastard.
A little bit.
All right, let's dive in. So for the eCommerce Minute, we did, how many shows do you think we did this year?
Oh, like 5?
248.
You don't say.
248. And each one was a pure, solid nugget of information. It's really impressive how we can fit so much information into a tiny little show. And just some random stats here on our website, ecommerceminute.co. The most viewed shows were, can you guess what they were?
Anything to do with big box stores.
Big box stores or drones. We didn't do a whole lot of drone stories this year, but the biggest searched for story was the Costco's treasure hunt floor plan. I don't know if people were coming on our site looking for floor plans
because it was really strange.
I want my house to look like.
I wouldn't think that was our best story, but and the other one that people searched for was the Alibaba Sino Smart Box. Now, that one was actually really interesting because it was a box that attaches to the outside of your house that can expand or contract based on what the package is inside. And it also had a heater, and it also had a cooling thing, and it had a camera. I know that when I was doing research for the story, I just happened to stumble across an Alibaba article, and I saw that, and I thought it was super interesting. So I guess there's not a lot of information out there about that. So that would be that.
I just don't understand how people are searching for their floor pans at Costco.
Is it that hard to get around in Costco? It must be.
Sir, would you build my house as a Costco?
So, all right. So let's get into more show stuff. I tried to pick my favorite show, but picking your favorite show is like picking your favorite child or your favorite beer. You know, they all bring you misery at one point or another, but you still love them equally. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, sometimes. There's some of them that just did not. It wasn't playing with me.
And some of them just let you down. Well, I know. I can tell when you're not into a show because I'm there kind of dancing around and reading stats, and you're just like, meh.
The answer to it is just meh.
All right. So if you had to pick one, I know again it's like picking your favorite child. What would be your favorite one?
Ooh, just from the I think all the Walmart ones, the weird Walmart, their patents that they had.
Walmart had a big year. I would have to say, obviously, there's a lot of Amazon news because they're the biggest.
Because they're Amazon.
But I think Walmart had a lot of big stories. But let's focus on these weird patents. It appears that there are some creative people really busy at Walmart thinking up some really wild stuff.
The one that they had the hands on the cart or whatever.
The stress tracker. That was just the weirdest one because the stress tracker. And if you're playing along at home, that is episode 321, and we'll mark this on our website, ecommerceminute.ca. We'll have a full show notes of this wrap-up show for as best as we can put them together for you to view. But that was episode 321. They have a stress tracking shopping cart. Basically, it can read your blood pressure and your heart rate, and it can alert the people that work in the store that you may be having an issue. But they can also, but I think what we both said is they can use that data to kind of figure out what's going on in the store if there are stressful parts of the store.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Apple Watch of shopping carts.
Right. It's like you have an AFib, and also there's a sale on M&Ms in aisle 12.
That would be something.
So the other weird one.
At least it's not CVS where they give you a ginormous receipt for your heart attack.
You can make a scarf with it. The other weird Walmart one was the in-store tracking where there's the colored dust that's on the floor and it figures out where your cart went.
Did they watch too much of
Black Mirror?
No, just pixie dust.
Yeah, and what would happen is this different colored dust would follow you around the store. And when you go to check out, a little camera takes a picture of your wheels and says, well, he went in the garden section and he looked for TVs and then he went in the candy section. Really way out there.
Just way out there. I don't get it.
And then
they were fun. They were fun stories. They're probably one of my favorites. We kind of have them in the dumb category. In my opinion, the dumb category now is the people who are trying to steal packages. And people going at them.
Yeah, so we've done a bunch of stories about the porch pirates, as they're affectionately known. Which ones did we do this year? I know we did a couple.
We did the lock thing, which was actually on Shark Tank not long
ago. Was that box lock? Or
it was a box lock. And then we did the one that you put your package on like this thing that then it just goes off.
Yeah, the spring-loaded thing. I think we actually did that in 2017. But yeah, there's been a bunch of different solutions. And obviously there's the Amazon lockers, and now Home Depot has lockers. And I think the locker thing is going to be something that we're going to see more of.
Yeah, but
as we recorded this yesterday or the day before, this viral video came out, which by the time this is released, I'm sure everyone will have seen it. But why don't you describe it?
So it's an engineer that put this box together with 4 phones to record the video.
This guy took a package from my porch, and now he's about to open it in his car, but what he doesn't know is this is a custom-built bait package that is recording him on 4 different cameras, and it's about to unleash a pound of the world's finest glitter, along with some other surprises.
When somebody steals the package. But the fun part of it all, they put this like circular thing to spread
Like a fan.
to spread the confetti everywhere.
So when someone opens the package that is not the owner of the package, the stuff,
The confetti just goes everywhere.
so it's like a glitter dust, right?
Yep, it's a glitter bomb basically.
And was there some kind of aroma thing attached to it? Like
Oh yes, there was a fart spray that basically with one spray it will clear the room. This thing did it every 30 seconds for 5 times.
oh
Yeah.
So when do you think this is going to become
A thing?
A thing.
I'm not sure because plenty of people were like, "We can fund this."
Yeah.
The video, you have to watch the video. It is just the most amazing thing ever. So it's basically for the dumb people who are stealing packages.
Yeah, the Porch Pirates. We'll have that YouTube video up on our website, eCommerceminute.co. So moving on, the biggest stories or surprises. I'm going to vote for, I wouldn't say it was a surprise, but the closing of Toys R Us, that was kind of sad. And following in the heels, which I don't even have in our notes, Sears. Sears is going under. That's kind of sad.
Yep.
But if you've been in the Sears lately, you kind of understand why. I paid my last respects to the Sears that I grew up near, and I was just like, there's nothing here for me.
Yeah, did you see Lowe's has crafts? Like the brand.
Oh, the Craftsman.
Yeah, Craftsman is at Lowe's now.
Oh,
I think Lowe's made that deal.
Oh, good for them. That's a great move because there was a lot of good components of Sears, but as a whole, it just wasn't working.
No.
And then I hear they're giving all the executives $25 million in bonuses while the poor employees get nothing. Merry Christmas. That's terrible. The other kind of surprising thing is, and I'll kind of jump around here, but we've got e-com retailers putting out print catalogs, which is very interesting.
That is weird.
Target put one out. eBay put one out. I mean, Target's always done print circulars, but they're actually printing catalogs, which is kind of like when you first looked at e-commerce 20 years ago, it's like, we don't have to print catalogs anymore. Our catalog is online. And I think now it's kind of come around where it's like people still want to sit at their table with a cup of coffee or soda or whatever, and it's just kind of like look and think about things instead of mindlessly browsing.
Well, don't you think that's a trend overall anyway? Like, how fun is it to get a thank you card,
Mm-hmm.
an actual card?
Right, when that was kind of going the other way, and now that's the trend. And but you get the cards, and it's also we can replicate your handwriting. Well, can't you just fill it out yourself? Come on now.
Have you seen my handwriting?
Not the best.
Or am I smiling?
Another story, which was kind of interesting, is Best Buy was pulling CDs out of their stores. I mean, obviously we saw that coming because streaming is so ubiquitous, but they got to the point where they're like, we're pulling out. And then it's like, not entirely. And then going hand in hand with that, we now have a resurgence of vinyl LPs. So a lot of these places are going, well, move the CDs out of the way because now we got to make place for vinyl, which is just completely like what's old is new again. It's like once you think you're surprised, then you're surprised all over again.
Well, I mean, nostalgia kicks in, right?
Sure. I mean, you got these kids now that's like, these kids today. You've got the younger people coming up and realizing, and I was a vinyl collector for many years, so this is near and dear to my heart, but people realize that there's something very special about an album and the sound of it and just having it, and it's more of a physical object than just pushing a button and having music.
Yeah.
Albums used to tell a story, and now it's just, everything's just songs and singles and ugh.
Songs and singles?
Songs and singles.
Speaking of singles.
Speaking of singles, let's talk about Alibaba Singles Day.
$30 billion.
$30 billion. We actually wrote down when we were recording our podcast on the Singles Day. We thought they were going to get to 35. They didn't hit 35. $30.8 billion in sales in a 24-hour shopping event. That topped the $25.3 billion, which was also a record set in 2017. It still is impressive what Alibaba is able to do. Yet, if you look at their stock, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. I just wonder if they're just too big.
Maybe.
So Singles Day got off to a strong start, hitting $1 billion in just 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Yeah, and Jack Ma stepped down.
Jack Ma stepped down. He his background, he's a teacher, and his first love has always been teaching. So he's going to devote the rest of his life to teaching. And why not? He's made his money. He's made his fortune.
Yep.
And I applaud that altruistic move instead of just, sitting on his money and just making more. But it also came out a month ago that he's a communist. So I don't know how that judged.
I mean, anyway.
It's probably done because he's in China. And that's because, how is he going to get ahead if he's not in the Communist Party? Anyway, enough politics. Let's talk about Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
So they continue to use that word disrupt, which is kind of a weird word, but that's the word everyone throws around. They made the PillPack acquisition this year, which I think is signaling a big, big move into pharma, which everyone kind of expected. And Amazon is doing it the way they want to do it. They're going to take the time. They're going to figure it out. There's rumors that they're going to get into insurance, which, that's an area that could use some help. I don't know if they could really disrupt that, so to speak. But the PillPack thing was huge. They also acquired Ring, so now they're in the home security. And we've seen all other things with delivery, which we can talk all day about delivery. I think.
John, do you think? Wait a minute. Do you think that one day you might think about something and will just show up from Amazon?
Yes. I ordered this beer, and here it is right now.
Here it is. Let's take a sip.
It's quite a party.
I
I just saw Doug Henning walk by. He looks great.
Oh, look at him. I have no idea who that is.
Look at that. You don't know who Doug Henning is. You're a little too young. So, we're talking about Amazon delivery. Yeah, let's go on to Walmart. Walmart is an interesting story this year. Walmart is not your father's Walmart anymore.
No, it's definitely not Sam Walton's Walmart.
No, it definitely isn't. We're seeing a ton of innovation. They're doing acquisitions. They're doing weird patents. They're trying a whole lot of things. The problem is, I think they're weighed down by the legacy of being Walmart.
That brand, right?
It's
having that name. And the funny thing is, if you look at Walmart's eCommerce labs, which are in San Francisco, but also Silicon Valley, they're amazing. Those guys are kicking butt.
What's that called?
I think it's Walmart Innovation Labs or eCommerce or Commerce Labs, whatever that is.
Walmart. Here I am live Googling like I like to do.
Live Googling, friends, live Googling.
What's the thing? The project?
Not sure what they're doing that. Anyway, yeah, I think they're still having the Walmart issue of being Walmart, as in the name itself.
Yeah, it's funny because they it's like called you dressing a pig. It's like no matter how you do it, it's still a pig. Store 8 is their incubator. That's what I was trying to think of. So anyway, they're doing a whole lot of innovation, but I think they're weighed down by their brand legacy being Walmart. It's kind of like saying, Cracker Barrel is now the biggest hipster bar in the country, but it's still Cracker Barrel or Waffle House.
Well, I think that's why they were going, we're going to keep the other brands and not keep the other brands. We're going to wrap them into everything. And like they put Jet.com and Bonobos and Mockcloth and all these places. They're like, oh, we're going to keep them. Now we're going to wrap them into who knows what they're going to go with.
Yeah, they're trying a lot of things. I think with Mark Lurie at the helm and the guys from Bonobos and all the other acqui-hires that they've done, you're going to see a lot of crazy stuff from Walmart in the next couple of years. I kind of applaud what they're doing because how do you fight Amazon? They're the biggest competitors. And the one and only thing that I think, besides this talent and some of these acquisitions that Walmart has, is they still have the bricks and mortar footprint. The danger is that real estate becomes real expensive, especially if the economy starts to shrink. And what they're doing is we did the report last month about how they're turning their stores into more experiential types of things. And I think that's smart.
Yeah, but you got to think about the rural areas still. I mean, those guys have one big ginormous store that they shop at. Why not, order your stuff that you want online and it's at Walmart?
Yeah, and that's kind of sad in some of the super rural areas where Walmart is the only thing, and it's basically knocked out all the little mom and pop stores. And then when Walmart gets tired of being there, they leave and they're left with nothing. And what moves in? The Dollar Generals. The Dollar Generals are even worse because they're selling a sort of cheap product. People actually are forced to do their grocery shopping at Dollar Generals, which does not sell quality food. They're just selling crap to people, and it's just they have no other choice. But that's a whole demographic thing. I can't really Can't really do much about that. Well, we talked about weird Walmart. Let's talk about some other weird stories we did. I know you hated this story. Episode 212, Amazon unlocks in-car deliveries. So basically, Amazon, you say, I want to get my Legos delivered. You give Amazon access to your car, and they can put your deliveries in your trunk.
Although, now that all this stuff is gone, I prefer that over the Amazon key thing.
Them actually coming in your house.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Hell no. Hell no. Ain't nobody coming to my house.
Do we even know if it took off or not?
I haven't heard anything. I think it was one of those things they float the balloon and see who does it, and I'm sure it's still there.
I guess that prevents people from stealing their packages from the Ford porch.
I guess that's one of the reasons why this innovation came about is because of the porch pirates. So, again, not all innovation is good, but you got to throw it against the wall sometimes and just see if it works. And I guess we'll check back and see if that one's still there. The other weird story we had was lava lamps encrypt the internet. That was from January 12th of last year.
Wow, we did that almost a year ago.
Yeah, that was a year ago. So basically, it's some sort of security measure that a camera records the random movement of lava lamps and compares it against something. Help me out here.
So it's unpredictable encryption, and they have this wall. Who had it? Do you remember who was it?
Cloudflare.
So Cloudflare for their security. Cloudflare.
This
lager is really good.
More cocktail weenies over here, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just popped the story in the super secret chat room if you want to take a look.
So they have this wall of huge, a ginormous wall of just lava lamps. And basically what it does is encrypts, it does the random generator of code to lock up their stuff.
I'll read what I wrote over a year ago, or almost a year ago. A wall in the lobby features an array of 100 lava lamps swirling, bubbling, and gurgling as lava lamps are known to do. And those lamps might very well be generating the random code that keeps the web safe. As the lamps do their thing, a camera on the ceiling captures the random motion and connects the footage to the computer. It's their total randomness that creates the unhackable code.
And that's very cool.
I thought it was really cool. I haven't seen too many cool stories like that over the past year.
No.
Lot of, like I said, we used to do a lot of drone stories, but I think the drone thing is getting kind of like Me Too. Like everyone's like, oh, we're delivering blood. We're delivering hamburgers. We're delivering sushi. So those stories aren't as unique as they were in 2017.
No.
All right, so let's get into predictions and trends.
Ooh.
I have here on our notes, same day ain't going away. And that means it's only going to be, you're going to see that more and more. It's going to put a lot of pressure on smaller, taller e-commerce shops. I got distracted there for a second. So
I know we have a lot of celebrities walking by, John.
A lot of celebrities.
We have a show to do here.
I just saw Keith Richards walk by. That guy's going to outlive us all. But anyway,
so same day delivery. When do we get to a point where it's same hour delivery?
Same hour delivery. You know what? Don't laugh because it could happen. So I'll throw stats as I like to do. 38% of shoppers expect same day delivery. There's no shock there. But 72% of shoppers would spend more if they knew they could get the products on the same day. So,
and the big stories are obviously Instacart and Amazon are no longer a play.
They are They're not playing along.
Amazon is
anymore.
delivering from Whole Foods like crazy.
Yeah. So I think they're going to see that landscape change. I think Amazon has got a real challenge in the next year because there's a lot of stories going on now. They're really concerned about profitability, and their warehouse workers call big items crap. Can't return a profit.
Yeah,
it's stuff that they know they're not going to, and that they're just like, oh well, I guess we have to send this treadmill even though we're not going to make any money on it, because they want to stay hyper competitive, and they're trying to compete eventually against UPS and USPS. They're going to have to kind of cut down on the stuff that they deliver. They can't be the everything store anymore.
Well, also there's rumors that the government's trying to break him up too, just too big.
Yeah.
And then what happens when the items go away and AWS goes away and the thing? Are they going to be profitable? Can they survive? Right? Technology side is the profitable one.
That is a great point. I hadn't really thought of it because I've envisioned a breakup, but you're right. The technology thing is really what makes money. It's like telling Google, okay, you can't sell ads anymore. At Google, that's where the money's making.
That's right.
Okay, AR and VR, they will continue to grow.
Yep.
We've seen a lot of innovations. We feel that that's something that's well suited for obviously furniture and things like that, furniture and art.
For AR.
For AR.
For VR, I think it's a lot more around B2B, meaning that Walmart does this already, where they give their new workers a VR headset and show them how to stock shelf.
Oh, yeah, for training. Absolutely.
Training. Right.
Absolutely. Walmart, they just did their acquisition of art.com, and part of that was a big AR component that art.com uses, obviously, to show how the art is going to look on your wall. And it's a natural thing. Wayfair uses it. IKEA uses it. Samsung is really big into the AR, VR space. I think maybe even more than Apple, but that's the whole tech discussion.
We can get there on Tech Tuesdays.
Yeah, we'll get there on Tech Tuesday. Voice shopping, slow but steady growth.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see that grow. I don't have any real stats. We've done some studies on it. We're actually going to release a study through Sumo Heavy in January, and you can look forward to that. We'll have some nice information about voice shopping there. Personalized experiences. I think that's as data becomes more valuable as e-commerce companies use data to help run their businesses. Personalization is key, and I'm not just talking about filtering. We're talking about here's Joe. Joe likes plaid shirts. Here's some plaid shirts we saw you. And you might also like these other plaid sneakers. And it's that kind of stuff that you expect. And I think consumers now really are looking to see what personalization can give them and offer them. And if they don't get it, a lot of consumers are leaving. There's some studies that's content relevance is key. Consumers want you to show them stuff, and if it's irrelevant, they'll go somewhere else.
Yep.
48% of consumers spend more when their experience is personalized, and that's a true fact.
Yeah, we do it.
Mobile commerce. We've talked about mobile till we're blue in the face. Mobile is going to be king.
Mobile.
Forrester predicts by 2022, smartphones will account for $175.4 billion USD retail sales. To put that in perspective, 2012 saw U.S. consumers spend $7.8 billion. So this is blowing up. And we've also talked about showrooming and things like that. One stat, 56% of consumers research products at home. I would love to see what the percentages of people who do research in store. Like walking in Best Buy and going, let me see how cheap I can get this laptop on eBay.
Ooh, can it get delivered today?
Yeah. Yeah, that too. That's actually a good point, because you could go into a store and see the Chromebook for $329. And
Amazon has
it for $299, but you gotta wait. But if it says 2-hour delivery, bingo! I just save money, and I don't even have to carry it out of my store. I could just go in my pajamas, wait for my Chromebook.
Correct.
And just one stat from mobile: I think e-commerce companies are getting wise, and they're working on their optimization. Walmart increased mobile sales by 98% by optimizing their mobile site design. That's a mind-blowing stat.
Crazy.
Circle back to drones and robots. We had a couple stories about robots. The Kroger weird grocery robot. We didn't do a story about the Postmates robot yet. We'll probably do that in the first of the year.
But it's a cool thing.
But it's very cool. What is it called?
I remember it looks like a minion.
What's that?
It looks like a minion.
It looks like a minion. It even has eyes, so it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
But wait. Hold on. I know we got to do a story about this, and we will. But just a little quick thing. So it's a little minion thing. So between scooters, bikes, people, and now these things, where's the sidewalk?
Where do the people go?
So I got to trip over scooters and this thing?
Right. And, you can't step out in the street because that's a bike lane now. It's a protected bike lane. So the Postmates thing we're referring to is called, it's an autonomous robot called Serve. It's so adorable. We'll be doing a story about that in the next few weeks, I believe. So the question remains, where are the Amazon drones? I don't think they're there yet. They're doing some tests in the UK. I don't really see any testing here. In 2017, we did a bunch of stories about all the crazy drone patents, but we really haven't seen anything yet. And I think we're still a year or two out. But 79% of consumers would request delivery via drone if it can get there in an hour. And 73% said they were willing to pay $10 for delivery by drone. So people want drones. We always joke about it, but we just don't know how it's physically going to work. There's a lot of logistics to be worked out.
Exactly.
We talk about self-checkouts, mobile checkouts, Amazon Go. You're going to see that grow in the next year. Kroger and Walmart are both kind of leading the way with their self-checkout programs. Actually, Walmart had theirs, and they discontinued it. I don't know if they brought it back. But Kroger is another big story. Like, we somehow started reporting a lot on grocery stores because there was a lot of interesting tech there and payment stuff. And I've kind of focused a lot of stories on Kroger only because there seems to be a lot of innovation there and a lot of things going on. And again, I think you're going to see more of this self-checkout stuff. Amazon Go is going to be like, they're going to head towards airports. They're going to go towards the small convenience stores. And these convenience stores like 7-Eleven et al. Are going to need to kind of pay attention and get in line and start doing this kind of stuff.
Yes, they do.
All right, let's talk about payments. Crypto.
After you get your stuff delivered, before you get your stuff delivered, gotta pay somehow.
You got to pay for it somehow. So
Pay up.
there's a couple things going on here. There's a lot of payment choices now. And I think it causes a little confusion with the consumer.
Yeah, how many times have you been on a site and has like 50 different ways of paying?
All these little buttons, and then you get, and if you're not a savvy consumer and you see this odd looking button, you don't know if it's legit or not. And then now you throw crypto into the mix. Okay, so let's think back to the golden days of crypto. Let's see, BTC price is $3,808 today. In December 17th of 2017, it was
19.9, almost
19. It was almost $20,000. So
should have cashed out.
you should have cashed out then. So we don't know. Is Bitcoin the future, or will it bust?
Bitcoin, we don't know. Cryptocurrency, though, or not crypto, blockchain stuff, yes, from the technologist perspective. Cryptocurrency, yeah, it's going to be around until they perfect it. I think that's a biggie. That's just going to be there.
Yeah, blockchain isn't going to go away. And I think people conflate the two. They confuse the two. They think that they're one and the same, but they are not. And I won't get into a whole
technology
spew here, but you can go Google that yourself, but they're not the same. Chatbots are really blowing up. I was kind of skeptical about chatbots when that first started coming on the scene, but with the advances in AI, this year, AI has been able to handle about 45% of customer questions via live chat on its own. So the training wheels are coming off of chatbots, and it's predicted that 85% of customer interactions will be handled without human agents by the year 2020.
Yeah.
According to a 2016 Oracle report, 80% of respondents said they had already used or plan to use chatbots by 2020. So that's pretty high. It's pretty high adoption rate. And I don't think it's an adoption rate. I think it's there, and I'm going to use it. And if I don't like it, I'll go call the hotline.
Also, fun fact: this whole podcast was recorded by a chatbot. By two chatbots.
Oh, jeez. All right, and let's sort of round this up because we got to get our entertainment on stage here. I see.
That's right. Yeah,
see,
they're getting ready. They're getting ready.
I think Lady Gaga's waiting to play. So, social shopping, big. Going to get bigger. We've done a bunch of stories on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. I think, who are we looking for to be the king of social commerce? My vote is Instagram.
Yeah, that's just given. Because Instagram being tied to Facebook, it's kind of given.
Well, and Instagram being a more visual place. We always talk about how much noise there is on Facebook, and it's unfortunate. And Facebook is just trying to do too many things. Snapchat, I'll tell you what. I went back on Snapchat just because we do a lot of stories about it. And I reactivated my account and followed some people. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't understand it, or I just something about the UI just kind of throws me off.
Throws a lot of people off, my friend.
It's kind of weird. But yeah, we think Instagram's really going to take off in terms of social shopping.
All right.
And then kind of rounding it out, we'll talk about bricks and clicks and collabs. There's the big trend now is these big internet companies opening stores.
Mm-hmm.
Warby Parker opened over 100 stores. Casper has opened a bunch of stores. Untuckit has a bunch of stores, and they say they're profitable. They said most of the locations are profitable.
Mm-hmm.
Bonobos is another one, and I could probably name a few others that I don't have in my notes here. I also like the experiential retail experiments that places like Macy's are doing, Market at Macy's, Bulletin, and Hio. I really like those stories because it helps makers be exposed to a larger audience that they wouldn't have normally been able to afford, because a lot of these really good products are kind of lost because they don't have a presence. And if you take, a nice skincare brand or even somebody that sells like candles or whatever, and you put them in front of a Macy's audience, they could suddenly blow up. Same thing with Bolton and Hyo. And I really like these curated experiences. You keep changing it. It encourages discovery. And I think it's good for everybody all the way around, not only from a real estate play, but also for the makers on the other end.
Yeah. I mean, WeWork is doing it too. So they're going to have them in WeWork and stuff like that. But my favorite name right now is Hyo.
And we also talk about Kohl's and their Amazon test. They said actually sales are up in Kohl's stores with their test program of taking Amazon returns. I think that one was super smart. And Kroger's, which will be doing a story again on Kroger's and Walgreens is doing a grocery test. You'll be able to order your Kroger's groceries and pick them up in Walgreens. And some Walgreens will actually have little small Kroger sections, which is great because Walgreens are big stores. And I think people kind of treat those as like one-stop shops anyway. We'll see how that shakes out. All right. So it looks like we're running close on time.
Before we bring that out, can I have another beer?
Oh, certainly. What would you like, sir?
That one right there.
This one right here, which is Lancaster Brewing Company. Winning is for the birds. 41-33 lager. I get it because it's the score of the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're not into football. It's pretty
Go
fun.
Eagles.
Go Eagles. Brewed and canned by Lancaster Brewing Company. This is not a paid sponsorship, but it looks like a pretty nice beer. Shining is a supreme example of true American craft lager. 41-33 delivers clean malt flavors, smoothness, and super hot balance for incredibly satisfying and drinkable session brew Philly fans can really win with.
Yeah, that's right.
Lancaster, you can send your check to hello@Sumo Heavy. We will accept all forms of currency, even Bitcoin. All right. Here's your beer, sir.
Thank you.
All right. And I think I'm going to have another beverage here. We have the Weinstefaner Hesse Weiss beer, Bavarian style premium. I like a good German beer to round out after my golden monkey kicks me in my head. Let's see. Let's see if I can open this. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. We're going to sit back. We're going to have our first guest, first musical guest. It's not Lady Gaga. It's New Kids on the Block, Rob. I love these guys. I know the 90s is really back. They're getting ready to set up. And, all right, hold on. What? But I'm getting a message from the control. Oh, we're out of time? Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're at. You know what, folks, we're out of time. I'm sorry to New Kids on the Block. Special thanks to. We'll try to have you back in a later episode. Or thanks to Alex Baldwin, or Alec Baldwin, his brother. Love you, Alec. Liz Minnelli, Air Kisses, baby. I love you. Keep doing what you do. Fitness guru Richard Simmons. Love the shorts, Richard. You look amazing. Lindsay Lohan. Call me. Mickey Rourke. How did Mickey Rourke?
No idea.
Charlie Sheen. You know what? I think A.K. Mickey, you're right.
Yeah.
Magician Doug Henning and all the great musical guests. Bart, you got any closing thoughts?
Have a nice Merry Christmas.
Have a nice Merry Christmas. Keep fighting that war on Christmas. Have a nice Merry Christmas. And for the e-commerce minute, we wish you a happy holiday and a great new year. We'll be back with new shows on January 3rd, 2019. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you next year.